mean that in like legitimately or like it gets darker?
I think legitimately, depending
Oh,
on
okay.
what your definition of fun is.
The jury gets to go to Six Flags or something.
That would be
Like,
nice.
yeah. This doesn't have anything to do with the case, but we just thought it'd be a fun break. This is
We
going to be
thought
a
you guys could
yeah.
use some time outside.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
Yeah.
back to murder.
Yep.
Sequestered at a Six Flags. That'd be, oh, dude, that's a movie right there. Six Flags sequesters. There's no wait. Six Flags sequestered. Sequester at a Six Flags. I think that's the best way to put it.
Could they even do that with the jury?
I think hypothetically they could, but they would have to vacate the entire park, I imagine.
You have to
Which
buy.
I think most Six Flags don't have their own like residential things, but I think as long as they're just isolated, that's all that really matters. I don't think they ever would, not to mention that it's a like a private
The amount of money it
company.
would cost.
Yeah, they would have to pay Six Flags to shut down.
Yeah,
So no, it wouldn't happen, but be a fun movie.
it would be.
Because then jurors keep going on roller coasters and stuff and mysteriously passing away themselves so that they can't convict
Ooh.
too many. Yeah,
Ooh.
like an like an HBO miniseries.
A Lifetime movie.
Yeah,
Have
that's
y'all
totally the
seen the
kind of
Lifetime summer movies?
yeah from the Hallmark Channel. Sequestered at a Six Flags murder. If there's one thing that Lifetime is known for, it's all of their murder films.
Actually, yeah.
Am I wait really?
Yeah.
Am
I'm not
I missing? Okay, then
over
I
Life.
don't know.
They're either Christmas or murder.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking Christmas for sure. Like I thought
Yeah.
that was like the whole thing was just happy fun time movies.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then I take it
All
back.
of the summer stuff, it's like dark summer murder, thriller, mystery shit.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, Lifetime. If you're listening, we got a movie for you.
It's kind of awesome, honestly. They're like feel good Christmas movies in the winter, and then they're like, and the rest of it, we know who our audience
Right.
is. We know it's white women.
Yeah. With their glass of wine and they're settling in for their midnight murder.
I can't tell you how many of those I've watched with grandma.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, because I watched some of that kind of stuff with Mimi too, but I think I am thinking the Hallmark Channel, which is like nonstop feel good, happy movies, like for
Yeah, usually they are nonstop feel good happy movies. I've seen some dark ones on Lifetime.
damn. I mean, I don't have cable anyway.
I don't know. I say that like I have cable. I
Right.
watch this at Emma's house specifically
Yeah.
because she has cable.
Yeah. Classic. Well, I was gonna say, yeah, my parents do too, so it's like that's the only time I really flip through. And we're back. Hey, thanks for coming back, everybody. This is part two of who are we talking about again, Celine? Alex McConaughey?
Alex Murdaugh.
Murdaugh. And
It's okay. We can butcher his last name because he's a piece
I
of
was gonna
shit.
say who could well we don't want to tie him with any famous well-known McConaughey's. Just it just
No,
sounded similar, but I don't even know if there is an Alex
definitely not.
McConaughey. Right.
Definitely
Okay.
not.
But where we left off at part one, we had just found two other. I literally just forgot his name again. What is his last name?
Yes. So
Murdoch.
we found both Maggie and Paul Murdaugh
Murdoch. Okay.
having been shot multiple times and killed in front of their family's dog kennels.
So sad.
And for the record, their dogs are fine.
Yes.
I'm gonna rip that band-aid off.
That's very sweet.
The dogs are good.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
So
And then yes, and then it came to the kind of conclusion of like he had something to do with this. So this was all orchestrated potentially for him to either be directly involved or have someone take out his own family members, which is
yeah.
it's the kind of thing too that we were talking about, how like shitty Paul had been. He might be responsible for someone's death and whatnot, and then it's like, but I didn't think he like deserved to just be shot out in the woods
Yeah.
by presumably your dad. Yeah, it's weird how like your perspective on people can change that quickly, and then it makes Alex look all that much worse.
It does. So this brings us to a few days later. His dad actually did pass. So his father being terminally ill was actually legitimate.
And if I
He passed
recall,
peacefully in his home at 81.
oh well, that's nice. Good for him. If I recall, wasn't one of Alex's supposed alibis that he was going to visit his sick mother?
Yes.
Okay, and then his dad passes away.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's, I mean, you can visit one parent and then something happens with the other, but it feels like a weird inconsistency that, anyway.
It is a pretty weird inconsistency since, like, it was known that his father was terminally ill. So then why was he visiting his mother who was not?
I mean, that is just kind of, I mean, that's barely even like circumstantial. It's just kind of a weird detail where it
Yeah.
makes you look more suspicious, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Your dad is terminal with something. Your mom can still be sick with something, but
Yeah. She
okay.
absolutely. Two things could be right.
Right, exactly. But all right, fair enough.
So then on June 15th, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, which is called SLED for short,
Nice.
released just basic information about the June 7th killings, saying that Alex called 911 at 10:07 p.m. and that investigators had collected evidence that night and into the next morning.
Okay. That's a long night.
And
But I mean, I
that's
suppose that's kind of what their jobs are. They're like, that's what
yeah,
they do when a crime happens.
that's kind of about all they said. They didn't really say
Mm.
much about what was going on. And 2 days later, Alex's brothers, John Marvin Murdaugh and Randolph Randy, for short, Murdaugh the fourth,
Good God, people with these
spoke
dynasty
to
names.
Good Morning America about the killings.
And I'm sorry to stop again. These are the brothers of Alex. So it's okay. And I don't mean to go
Yes.
back further, but I like that the unit's name is SLED. Do you think they have a canine unit within that? So then they have sled dogs?
Oh, they definitely have a canine
least-
sled.
Yay! That's badass. Sled dog Murphy or something like that.
They definitely do.
That'd be so cool.
And so they basically said that Alex called them, he was super distraught and told them about the news of his wife and son, and they believed that he was not involved.
Okay.
Which, I mean, how many times do you hear that where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they could never have done it. They were so upset.
Right.
It's like, wow.
I will admit, there are times where I can't help feeling that for the sake of like the public facing reputation of the office, or even just to kind of protect the integrity of the case, they're like, at this moment we don't have any evidence for this guy, so what we're going to say is we don't think he's involved at all. But then behind the scenes they're like, oh, he definitely killed his wife. Like, he definitely did this, and we're going to find the evidence, and like, we know it's here. But they're like, we don't have that yet, so we have to say he's not involved. He looks distraught. And then later they're like, oh yeah, no, we got him. We knew from the
Could
beginning.
you imagine that? Like your own siblings being like, no, he's totally not involved. And then it's like the minute they're home, they're like calling each other and they're like, so you think he did it, right? And it's like, oh, totally.
Exactly. It's because it's a weird mentality of like, protect the family name, and even like what Alex is accused of, like, protect, your own reputation, protect the firm, and he needs to get money, so he's also going to get that from insurance and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
your kid potentially killed someone, and you're an attorney. If you had integrity, you would hold him responsible for his actions.
Mhm.
And the same thing
Yeah.
with like your siblings. If your sibling is accused, I'd like to think that I would have the integrity to be like, well, I've looked at the evidence and like I will still stand by them as a sibling in terms of moral support and like you're my family member. But if you're guilty, you're going to fucking jail. I mean, I
If
don't
you
know
want
what
me
to
to jail,
tell.
I'll visit you.
Yeah, yeah, I'll visit you, but
Visit
yeah, I'm
you in
like,
prison.
yeah, I'm not gonna go on fucking Good Morning America and be like, no, no, they couldn't
They
have.
would
No,
never.
at least if I was convinced they did it. I don't think I could go and just be like, no way, no. Because then when they get convicted, especially if it's like dead to rights kind of literally caught red-handed kind of thing, I don't know how people
Yeah.
have the like gall to go up and be like, they didn't, no way, there's got to be some mistake. And it's like they caught him with the blade in the
Yeah.
person's face. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, but
Eh,
yeah, that sounds like what would probably happen is they're like, we know he did this, but we can't say that. We're gonna stand by him.
Yeah.
He couldn't have done this.
Yeah. So then on June 22nd, SLED reopened the investigation into the death of Stephen Smith, who, if you remember from last time, may or may not have had some sort of intimate relation with Buster.
I actually did remember that name. My brain held on to that for once. But yeah, I forgot that seemed just more or less completely unrelated. But this
So,
happening inspired them to reopen that murder.
yes.
Ah.
And Buster did release a statement to the press denying his involvement, in which he said that he was at the family beach house in Edisto. So I was there with my mom and brother when that happened. So
I'm sorry.
definitely could not have been me.
What's a D? Oh, the name of the town is Adisto.
Edisto
Oh, okay.
Beach.
I okay, got it. My bad. I thought a Disto was a thing. Like, yeah, my mom and I were hanging out in this thing called a Disto, and they're awesome. But I see. My bad. Okay, they're at a Disto beach
And
hanging out.
as of right now, there's no further developments in Stefan's case,
Oh,
which is very unfortunate.
yeah. It's like that was
But
that was a tangent that felt like it held some hope for a minute, and then and maybe it
it's
will. But you mean like literally as
and
of
maybe
this
it
moment?
will.
Okay.
They did open it based on information they had gathered while investigating the death of Maggie and Paul. So I feel like that's not nothing.
Absolutely right. They don't usually link cases like that or reopen old cases if they don't
Yeah.
have something substantial. Well, good to know.
And then on June 25th, Alex and his son Buster announced a $100,000 reward for information leading to the conviction of the person or persons responsible for the death of Maggie and Paul.
Oh, okay. I do feel the need to take a step back. So that is coming. You're saying that's coming up to this year.
So that is June of 2021.
Oh, okay.
So we're still in 2021.
Sorry. Okay. So Stefan's case currently, as of this moment, is still open. Or
As
do you
of
mean-
this moment, it still has
Okay,
no information.
but okay, my bad. But the statement.
But
Now we're going
everything,
back in
it was
time.
reopened in 2021.
Okay, so that's still ongoing, but then we're going back
Yes.
to 2021 where they make this statement for
Yeah.
a reward. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So then on July 22nd, SLED released redacted audio of Alex's 911 call from the night of the killing. And I believe this is where they hear, if I am remembering correctly, I know Netflix did like a whole documentary on this. They hear like the dogs in the background, if I
Okay,
am
okay.
remembering correctly.
So they know
And-
that he has to be there, essentially. That like he was there, and so it's that kind of thing
Yeah.
where like they have a time of death, and he was there so quickly. It's like it implies that you were there.
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay, so they had 3 dogs
Mm-hmm.
there. So they had Bubba, which was the witness of the double murder,
Okay.
and the presence on Paul's cell phone video debunked Alex Murdaugh's alibi.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Goose was Paul Murdaugh's personal puppy, was the son of Bubba.
Aw.
And Cash was a dog frequently mentioned at the kennels. I don't
No particular affiliation.
no particular affiliation,
Okay.
but
The other two have representatives.
can confirm that all of the dogs were either kept by surviving relatives, friends, or trusted former employees.
Okay, good.
So they were all safe.
Yay! At least some
Just-
positivity came out of that evening. Or okay.
So I want to let everyone know that the dogs were fine.
To be honest, I appreciate you looking that up. I didn't think that there would even really be a record of it, but that's there's always going to be people who are like, but are the dogs okay? And then they're like, we better report on this because people are going to want to know.
People want to know about the dogs.
I like the witness, which, man, if
Yeah.
that dog could talk. I have heard that dogs that witness those kinds of things do end up with like trauma and they get kind of
Yeah.
their own
Yeah, no, they
PTSD.
definitely do.
Yeah. So I hope
Which
you're
is
doing
sad.
It is, yeah, it is sad. I can imagine that theirs is even more like chaotic because I always liken that kind of thing to like taking your dog or your any pet to the vet, where it's like presumably they understand that you are doing this for a reason, but they don't understand that it's like for them to be healthy. And so it just feels like torture because they're getting blood drawn and they're getting probed and and then it's like and then
They
you
don't
finally take them away and they're like,
understand.
"Oh, good, I don't have to go back there again for a while." And it's just like,
Yeah.
I wish I could just explain to you, this is for your own good. This is so that we know that you're healthy and whatnot.
I do this because I love you.
Yeah, and they're like, and they look up at you and they're like, "This does not feel like love, mother."
Yeah.
It's like, I
And
know, but I
Salem is
can't.
like disassociating in his cat tree. Like loafed at the top, just staring into the distance of
Like,
the floor.
I am not allowed to sit on the baby.
Mother, why do you do this to me?
Mother,
Why?
why?
He just like slowly closes his eyes.
Oh, sweet little boy.
He's like, I want to sleep, but I must be alert at all times.
Yeah, exactly.
I am waiting.
And then he feels his own eyelids going closer. No, alert.
Yep.
Slowly.
Salem,
What?
what are you doing over there? Are you
I'm
discontent in your tower?
I'm watching over the house.
Well, he's happy, so whatever.
You leave me to my
Whatever.
business. He's fine.
And in the audio, Alex advised dispatchers that his wife and son had been shot and were on the ground and not breathing. And cell phone data placed him at the scene before the murders and not after, like he said.
Oh.
So, like, the
That-
cell phone pings off the towers and stuff said that he
Yeah.
was in the area.
And he's like, well, I got to the cabin first and I was setting stuff up and then I thought I'd run down to the market real quick and I'd get some other, and they came after me, and that's when this nefarious person showed up and took them both out. I wasn't even there.
I wasn't
was-
even there.
I was gone. Yeah, I look, maybe I left my cell phone there, but I was just there to kind of, set things up, turn the heat on and whatnot, and then I got out of there and then I came back. And then I found my cell phone. So that is perfect. Open and shut case.
Yep. And then on September 3rd, Alex resigned from PMPED or pimped.
Right.
So
I forgot about that already. Nice.
if you recall, they had the confrontation with the CEO about all this missing money. And then about 2 months later, he resigns.
Oh,
Or sorry,
okay.
3 months later.
So he gives up his. This is Alex, you said?
Yes, Alex
Okay.
resigns from his law
Wow.
firm.
Oh, okay. That's big. That's pretty fucking big. Okay. Interesting.
And then the next day, he called 911 and reported that he had been shot on a road in Hampton County.
Huh.
And he was taken to a hospital in Savannah, Georgia,
Savannah,
and treated for a superficial gunshot wound to the head.
Superficial, you say.
I
It
do.
almost sounds suspiciously like the kind of wound one might give themselves with a gun if they didn't want to actually hurt themselves. But you know that again, it's not unheard of that one might get grazed by a bullet. So okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
And 2 days later, he released a statement through his attorney to say that he was resigning from his law firm and going into rehab because he had an opioid addiction.
Oh my God! Wow.
I mean, are we surprised at like a lawyer with a lot of money having a pill addiction?
No, well, okay, I was gonna say I wasn't expecting it to be both him skimming money from his law firm and a pill addiction, but he has such a
Oh,
bad pill addiction that he has to skim money to pay.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, so it's all coming together.
all coming together.
And then he murdered people to, oh my God, to pay for. Then you go into rehab, dude. You should have gone to rehab before. For
Yeah.
a lawyer, you're pretty fucking stupid. That's crazy.
He is
Okay.
pretty fucking
Well, he
stupid.
was out of his mind on opioids. So there you go.
Yeah. So then the next day, his law firm said that he resigned, like they released a statement
Mhm.
after the discovery that they had found that he had misappropriated funds in violation of their company standards and policies.
Sure.
So up until this point, the company had not released any sort of information to any clients or any of that anything had happened.
Oh, okay.
They were still gathering information, doing their own
Yep.
investigation, all of that. So then him resigning, making a statement with his lawyer, going into rehab, they're like, and now we can actually say something.
Yeah, yeah.
Now is the time.
Which that is the one thing that I will give them leeway on in terms of like holding back information, where it's like this is a law firm, from the sounds of it a very big and successful law firm, and they're like, this is a very delicate matter that could potentially ruin us, and so we're going to carefully work through and find out everything we know. And then yeah, he resigns, and it's like, okay, he did all of this shit. Like, this guy did all this crap. He's no longer with us. Everything's fine. Because if I remember
Yeah.
the last episode, you were talking about if I remember correctly, it sounded like he was dipping into funds that were meant for clients. So like, it's not
Yeah.
even like coffers of just like their own like slush fund or whatever. Like, this is money that they are supposed to be using to pay
This is
people.
money that is supposed to go to the clients. Yes.
Oh, bro.
And the next day, so September 8th, the South Carolina Supreme Court suspended his law license.
Good.
So
Good
Alex
call.
now cannot practice law because the day before his law firm was like, hey, he stole a bunch of money from our fucking clients. And they're like, oh, is that so?
I was gonna say when you were
Well, I
mentioning
guess he can't fucking practice law
Yeah.
as of right now. We're gonna figure out what exactly we're gonna do, but you don't get to practice right now. You're suspended.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if it's just like a immediate temporary suspension, they're like, these allegations are so serious that yeah, you can't practice law.
Yeah.
And I like that you had mentioned they were releasing a statement based on this shady stuff he did, and he's leaving the company because of violations of their policy and whatnot. And my first
Yep.
thought was, that also sounds like a legal ethical violation real bad. And then you're like, yeah, the board removed his license. And I'm like, there we go. Because that's
Yep.
what is supposed to happen. Probably should have
Yep.
happened earlier, but all right. They didn't
And
know
then
yet.
2 days later, a family spokesperson issued a statement about his whole shooting
Oh, yeah.
and that basically an unknown person was to blame, that he had seen that he had a low tire pressure light and pulled over to investigate it. And a guy driving a pickup truck, a blue pickup,
Oh.
pulled over, asked if he was having car troubles, and then when he went to reply, he was shot.
Sounds pretty
Yeah,
likely.
your face kind of says it all.
Well, and even like, it's just a blue pickup, because there's not a lot of blue pickups around. Like very, very specific, detailed kind of stuff. And well, I like too where you were like, he's just driving along and the low tire warning comes on. And
Yeah.
we're led to believe that there's just kind of a random stranger following you and decides I'm gonna shoot this guy. it, huh. Boy, he's there again. For being an attorney, he sounds real dumb. But okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a really, really airtight statement.
Oh, yeah. So then a few days later, SLED released a statement announcing that it had opened an investigation into Alex Murdaugh for misappropriating these funds in his law firm. Because they're like, hey, if he's openly admitting it, I mean, we're going to investigate.
Yeah. And
We're going to check it out.
yeah, because that could easily be tied to things that happened in the case. So they're like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair game.
And on September 14th, so the next day,
Oh,
court documents alleged that his roadside shooting was part of an arrangement in which he hired a former client to murder him so Buster could collect a life insurance payout of $10 million.
This is Alex saying this?
Yes.
Or these are court documents?
So Alex
He
says
arranged
this in a setting that is documented in court.
Right. So I can't tell if that's a lie or not. Because like the logic of it is so dumb.
And the man who allegedly shot him was Curtis Edward Smith.
Okay.
And he was charged with assisted suicide, assault, and battery of a high and aggravated nature, pointing and presenting a firearm, insurance fraud, and conspiracy to commit insurance fraud.
I mean that's fair. I didn't know that presenting a firearm was a crime. I could understand it as like a threat, but presenting and pointing a firearm.
I would say
Isn't
depending
the
on
shooting of
the
the firearm
scenario,
the crime?
I think because he didn't actually shoot it.
Oh. I hadn't thought of it that way. Oh, if he gave the gun to him, that would still
Yeah.
imply that he shot himself. This is very dumb and kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, but that guy kind of had to have been involved. They had enough evidence to convict him.
Yeah,
Or
he was
charged.
involved in this plot to
Right.
basically do insurance fraud.
Okay, so this isn't a lie. This is just straight up fraud. But he was.
Yeah.
Why would Alex?
So then
Okay. Anyway.
the day after that, SLED announced that it was opening a criminal investigation into the death of the Murdaugh family housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield,
Right.
specifically in regards to the handling of her estate.
Right. Okay. Which makes sense because it sounds like that was a huge fraud crime again. Like with the settlement thing without the family's knowledge. That's definitely something worth looking into.
Yeah. So then on September 16th, Alex is arrested in connection to an insurance fraud scheme that involved arranging his own killing. And he was charged with insurance fraud, conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and filing a false police report.
I don't think this guy's good at crime. Just like in
No, I don't
Which
think he's very
again
good
is
at it.
weird considering how entrenched in the law he is. Although I guess I don't know. You said he was a prosecutor.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so he should. Okay.
You would think.
Yeah, you'd think he'd
And
have something.
on September 26th, his previous law firm issued a statement claiming that he lied and stole from us and that no member of their team was aware of Alex's schemes or his drug addiction.
Sure.
So basically, they had their first initial, like, hey, like, he stole from our clients. They did more investigation. We're like, oh no, he actually stole from the company too. And none of us were fucking aware of it.
Which I could also, I feel like it would be hard for none of them to know that he had a drug problem, but I could also understand them distancing themselves from that entirely. Just being like, hey, he
Yeah.
ripped us the fuck off as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So then September 28th, the children of Gloria Satterfield filed a motion for Murdaugh's arrest and detention until the money he allegedly embezzled from her estate was returned. So he's been arrested but out on bail.
Okay.
So they're like,
and-
he needs to actually be detained.
Yeah. For sure.
And this is when they found out that of their lawsuit back from like 2018, they had never been paid out anything.
So not only was he found to have stolen from his company, more or less embezzled from his clients, and then from these people, he essentially defrauded them, and they are just now finding out that they had this whole lawsuit from years ago that they didn't
That
see
they
any money
won this
from.
lawsuit
Right,
and that they
but-
were supposed to be given like $4.3 million.
Wow. There is
Yeah.
so much going so wrong for this guy so quickly. It's kind
So
of
then
hilarious to watch.
It is. And then on October 6th, his law firm announced that they were suing him to recover the funds he stole
Excellent.
from both clients and for his own personal use.
Right. Good. Absolutely. Man, this guy is. I can see why he might have wanted to kill himself. Because he's like, he knows that all this shit is going
Yeah.
to be happening. So he's like, it's probably better if I'm just gone.
So then after he was officially like released from rehab, because I think he was in and out of rehab at this point,
Mhm.
on October 15th, he was arrested in Orlando on suspicion of misappropriating settlement funds in connection with Gloria's death. And he was charged with 2 felony counts of obtaining poverty by false pretenses.
Obtaining poverty?
Oh, sorry,
Property.
obtaining property.
Okay.
Sorry.
Which
I was
no,
like, wait a minute. Obtaining property, not
Which-
poverty. I'm like, there's no way he's obtaining poverty.
well, and in your defense, I could see how that could be a thing if you are essentially, like, in a legal sense, downplaying your assets, and so you're claiming that you don't actually have what you have. So you're in a sense claiming
Yeah.
poverty, but you're actually wildly. And I'm like, that sounds like a crime that he would actually be a part of. But gotcha. Yeah, obtaining property fraudulently. Yeah, that sounds. I mean, it sounds like he's involved in almost every sort of crime that's even possible.
Anything financially, I mean, yeah. And then on October 16th, a pair of affidavits were released that alleged Alex Murdaugh coordinated with Satterfield's family to sue himself for insurance money and then pocketed the money for himself.
That I mean, that's what we had already suspected, but it's
Yeah,
just
I mean, we already knew that, but like
the
it's
official
actually being like
affidavit.
released and confirmed that that is
Yeah.
in fact what he did essentially.
That's so. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I-
So attorneys
okay.
for the Satterfield estate did reach a settlement with Alex's former law firm to settle this
Oh,
issue.
right. Okay. Yeah. So they were still on the hook for that because that was prior to him.
Yeah.
Like be okay. Wow.
So then November 19th, South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson and his office announced a state grand jury had issued 5 indictments with a total of 27 charges against Alex Murdaugh, alleging that he defrauded and laundered almost $5 million.
Wow. And at this point, seemingly, it's basically just all for drugs, which is a lot of drugs. That's.
I'm saying, I mean, unless he was paying off a lot of people because of his children.
I was gonna say, yeah, that could easily be. It's a bunch of stuff. I
Both
can
could
see
be
just being,
true.
yeah, it could be a bunch of stuff.
They had multiple homes. I mean, the money had to come from
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's true. That's true. It could just be straight up regular old crime, not necessarily
Yeah.
related to any addictions or other issues. Just we want more stuff. These people have it, and we're gonna take it.
Yeah. And the indictment included 4 counts of breach of trust with fraudulent intent,
Yeah.
7 counts of obtaining signature or property by false pretenses, 7 counts of money laundering, 8 counts of computer crimes, and 1 count of forgery.
I'm sorry. Wait, it's just called computer crimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like every kind of
I'm just
crime.
out here committing computer crimes.
I mean, when you're money laundering or committing fraud, you're usually using a computer at some point anyway. Maybe that's what it is. It's like he didn't just launder the money, he used a computer to do it. That's an extra
Maybe.
crime. Computer crimes. Especially since we just seem to have really complicated statute names for just about everything, and that's just computer crimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, can I help you? Are you creating computer crimes? Maybe?
Yeah.
Computer crimes
From Salem.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna jump up on your computer and create crimes.
He's like, I am 100% making computer crimes.
Did he attack you? A little shit.
What?
Did he attack you? Like, did he claw at you or something?
Oh, he like flopped against the chair I'm sitting on
Yeah.
and was trying to like paw at
Play-
me, so I just moved
yeah.
my hand away. So after this, on December 10th, he got 7 more indictments with another 21 criminal charges.
Oh my god. Okay. He could be president with how many charges he's.
He- Honestly, I think he's past the presidential
yeah, that's.
status.
I think. Yeah, I think the math has worked out that way. Good God.
But I mean, he could still be president,
He can still
so
be president. Yeah,
you know,
he can still be president.
he can have dreams too.
Yeah. That don't involve his family or clients.
Yep. And he did agree on December 14th to a $4.3 million settlement with the family of Gloria Satterfield.
I mean,
And this is when the family's like, oh, so
what about that previous
Ye-
millions of dollars?
this is when they officially know like how much the settlement was. They knew that he had stolen money. They didn't know how much.
Okay. Good God.
So they agree to the settlement and they're like, this is absolutely like appalling because she would have done literally anything you had asked of her. Like she
Yeah.
would have given you the shirt off her back and this is like what you do to her, really?
And then not only
Like it
were
wasn't
you-
enough that she lost her life working
Right.
for you, but the fact that you went and stole this money
Yeah.
like from her children. Like, are you serious?
Yeah. Especially in like a lot of cases like this, it's the amount of money that people tend to claim is not an attempt to like put a dollar amount on someone's life. It's meant to be
Yeah.
a gut punch like to the people committing the crime and that kind of thing. So it's like
Yeah.
the audacity of the fact that you, for a time at least, got away with killing her and then additionally arranged to sue yourself so that you could fuck them out of the money they were supposed to get from her
Yeah.
her suit. That is
Yeah.
again a level of evil that I wouldn't have even thought could exist. Like first he's killing his own family members and then wow.
Yeah. So then January of 2022, he gets 23 more crimes and 4 new indictments from a grand jury. One of which alleged that he stole more than $2.2 million from 4 clients.
Wow.
He's out here stealing a shit ton of money
Yeah.
from people.
It is at the point now where it's like he's not just nickel and diming people. This is a lot. I mean, I suppose hypothetically he could have been nickel and diming a lot of people, but $2 million? Well, yeah, because the other family he screwed out of $4 million. That is just wild. And it is a lot of counts, but still, that's not money that people are just gonna miss. That's a shitload of money.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, $50. And you're like,
Right.
oh, well, I have $2.2 million, so what's fucking 50?
Yeah. Even if they got a settlement at some point of like $1,000 or whatever, for most people who are going to be involved in those kind of settlements, $1,000 is a lot of money. Like it's not
Yeah.
just going to be an accounting error that they might overlook.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then
Computer crimes.
on March 16th, he
Yeah.
was indicted on 4 more crimes, including conspiracy and false statement or misrepresentation of an
No.
insurance transaction,
Oh, okay.
defrauding multiple insurance companies, which,
Now he's got insurance companies that are going to come at him.
yeah, I
Oh
mean,
my god.
I also have a lot of thoughts on insurance,
Well, right.
but
I'm
I
not. Yeah,
do
I'm not
think
going
it's
to.
funny that, like, of all the people to screw with, the insurance company is not the one.
Yeah, exactly. That's like just how many different people, including his own like not necessarily co-founded but co-owned law firm for a while, is suing the shit out of him. And then at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's like even the insurance companies are like, "You took money from us? Do you have any idea how much power we wield? Then it's gonna come crashing down on you, asshole." Oh my
Yep.
god. This is the one time where I'm kind of on the side of the insurance company of like, yeah, get him.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, go get him. That's how bad this guy is we're on the side of the insurance companies.
Then on June 3rd, South Carolina law enforcement announced that they sought and received permission from Gloria's family to exhume her remains. And this
I
request comes from the coroner's office
was gonna say
that basically led them to reconsider her death as a criminal investigation versus an accident.
excellent, good, better. I mean, better late than never, but should have maybe. You would assume that you would have seen signs of foul play in the beginning, but I also don't really know what. Like we see what we see on TV of like coroner analysis and stuff, but it maybe isn't like that in real life.
Well, and from what I understand, the injuries she had were not consistent with an accidental fall.
Okay. So it's something they should have likely concluded the first
They
time.
should have caught it the first time.
This is one thing that kind of makes me like my little bit that I've done of planning like how I would want my remains taken care of and stuff is honestly like I don't personally believe in an afterlife, and I don't really believe in like the sanctity of the body. I would want my body to just return to the earth. So like I want a fairly biodegradable thing. I don't need to be cremated.
You
Just
should
because
do a natural burial.
that's the kind of thing I was thinking of. The only thing I kind of want to write a will now where I'll put a clause in there like if there is any suspected foul play with me at all, you preserve the shit out of my body so that just in
Formaldehyde
case. Yep.
everywhere.
Yeah. You wrap me up in whatever you need to wrap me in and all the powders and chemicals or whatever, so that if they need to pull my body up, it looks exactly the same and they can be like, look, there it is, murder.
Yep.
Because fuck
Exactly. And yeah, but like I said, the inconsistency with like her injuries and then being like, oh, it was an accidental fall, it was a natural death, and this and that. It's like none of this makes sense.
Right. And it does make you wonder
The math
if,
ain't mathin'.
yeah, it makes you wonder if he wasn't involved in like paying off the coroner the first time around to get the readout that he needed. And this guy's shady.
So then on June 28th, his Murdaugh and former acquaintance Curtis Smith were indicted on 2 counts of criminal conspiracy by a state grand jury. And allegedly, Alex was giving Curtis checks over a number of years totaling about $2.4 million.
Good God.
Basically as like money laundering. And
okay.
Smith was indicted on charges of money laundering, forgery, drug trafficking, and drug possession. So He could have also been a drug dealer.
Yeah. Kind of a whole crime empire, it seems they got going on with
Yeah.
laundering money and shit.
So
Computer
then
crimes.
July 12th, the South Carolina Supreme Court officially disbarred Alex Murdaugh.
That seems a little late, but
So
okay.
his
Previously was
license has been suspended
Right.
since October. So then, like, a little more than 6 months later, let's see, it's probably more like 8 months, he's officially disbarred.
I was going to say, I don't know anything about how that process works, so I can imagine
I don't
it
either.
might take a lot of stuff. So that might have just been as long as it generally is. But they finally get to the point where they're like, okay, this guy's a horrible lawyer.
I think it's
he's
just
not.
that they finally got around to like actually disbarring him. They're like, he's suspended, so like, what's he gonna do? Practice law now?
Oh, because that would just be another crime. He could practice law without a license or with a suspended license. And now they're like, we're
Yeah.
gonna crank it up. Maybe you don't have a license at all. You cannot be a
Yeah.
lawyer. Go fuck yourself.
So then on July 14th, he was then indicted on 2 counts of murder and 2 weapons counts in connections with the killing of his wife and son.
Oh,
So he's officially being charged with murder for
yeah.
the death of Maggie and Paul.
I kind of glossed over the fact that he hadn't been charged for that yet. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And surprise, surprise, he pleads not guilty.
Wow. The audacity. I mean,
we knew it was coming.
yeah, and I'm just becoming so less convinced of his like competency as an attorney that like you would assume, but at this point it would. There's so much stuff coming crashing down on him at this point. He would just try to go for any kind of plea deal he could because, like, dude, this is just getting ridiculous. But he's already been so stupid up to this point, it makes sense that he would maintain. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Got his own son to plead not guilty and then murdered his son. So, piece of shit.
Yep. Then on August 19th, he was indicted by a grand jury on 9 charges, including 4 counts of obtaining signature of property by false pretenses, 3 counts of money laundering, and 2 more counts of computer crimes. Our favorite.
That is my favorite. I am so enamored with that. I almost want to get a tattoo that just says computer crimes. Just, I don't know why. I don't know where. I don't know what it would look like.
I just want it to say computer.
I want to never forget that that's a crime. Like that's
Yeah.
computer crimes. I fucking love that.
And then on December 16th, he was indicted on 9 counts of tax evasion for failing to report more than $6.9 million in income that he had earned through illegal actions.
I mean, that's probably the least surprising.
Yes, I do think it's very funny in any of this type of situation where they're like, well, you evaded taxes for money that you illegally obtained.
Yeah.
So now you owe money to the IRS because you didn't report the money that you made. And it's like, well, yes, because I made it illegally. And it's like, but you owe us money because you made more money.
It is interesting that it's like, well, I'm not going to pay you taxes on that.
I'm not going to tell you that I'm making this money illegally. I'm not going to blow the whistle on myself. And they're like, well, I mean, no, but like you still owe us the money for that.
In a weird way, I am kind of on his side with this because it's like he stole that money. He got this money through illegal means. That was someone else's money that potentially is already had taxes paid on it, and then he stole it. So like he can't just claim that as income and pay taxes on it. It's illegal.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I am kind of on his side just in the sense of like I don't see how that's 2 crimes because the crime was stealing the money. He can't report taxes on money that isn't his, that isn't his. But I also do like the idea of like, well, let's just put more crimes on him. like I can understand why you would charge him for it. Oh man.
So
This
after
fucking
all of
guy.
this, how many indictments and how many charges? Take a
Okay.
guess.
Okay. Oh shit, I should have been paying more attention. Because yeah, you usually you read like the indictments first, didn't you? Like, because you had read like.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna say 40 indictments and 18 charges.
So it is 31 indictments and 71
Oh my
charges.
god. I don't know why I thought the second one would be less. Wow.
Because it was the reverse. All of he had
Oh,
less indictments, but a lot more charges.
wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you were right. He long surpassed the presidential number. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, like that's the kind of level, the number of charges where it's like it doesn't even matter if these are like small charges. This is kind of just forever jail because it's so many. Like you're not pleading all of these down or anything.
Yeah. Don't scratch me. So this then begins his trial in January of 2023. And in opening statements, prosecutor Creighton Waters said that his family was set to expose his vast financial crimes, and basically putting motive to why he would have killed Maggie and Paul.
Okay.
And
We can't necessarily claim that his family knew about his crimes. They could have been putting a story together afterwards, but I still
yes,
can't help feeling like someone had at least some kind of inkling that he was in some sort of trouble, and that when his wife
yeah.
and son both went down at their cabin, they were all like, "Oh, it was Alex, right? Like it had to have been Alex."
Well, and not only that, but the fact that his wife was like telling someone else, like, there's something really
Yeah,
wrong. Like, he's being really fucking weird. He's being shady.
yeah.
I don't like what's happening. I don't know what it is, but I don't like
Yeah.
it.
The number of crimes you hear of like a significant other or a spouse telling someone, if I die, it was my spouse, and then they do die and it wasn't their spouse is practically zero. It's pretty much always the spouse, especially if that person suspects that it's the spouse. Like I can understand
Yeah.
there's going to be a case every so often where that's like a joke that they would make between each other, like, "Oh, he would absolutely kill me," and then
Yeah.
like they wind up dead, and it's actually not their spouse. And like, no, guys, that was just a joke. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Hold
no,
on.
it's the
Sam,
spouse.
stop it.
Little shit.
Playing with the bag of bottles we have.
Yeah, because he doesn't want a cat toy. He wants your stuff.
Yeah. So then on February 1st, prosecutors played a video taken by Paul Murdaugh on the night that he was killed, in which you hear Alex's voice in the background. So this just directly contradicts him not being there.
Yeah. Wow.
Not only that, but him like being there at a time where his son was actively alive and that there was video recording.
That.
Because I think
Uh,
both Paul and Maggie knew that there was some shady shit
yeah.
going on.
Yeah. Like Maggie for sure. I really was hoping that there was going to be a point when you were like, she wasn't really there. Like she knew something was wrong and this was all a ruse somehow. But
No, I
that makes me
wish.
very sad that like she saw it coming. Somehow that makes it worse for me. Like the idea that she suspected
Yeah.
it and then it came true.
Then on February 23rd, Alex takes the stand in his own defense and
No.
admitted that he lied to investigators about not being at the same location when his wife and son passed, and blamed it on his addiction to opiates and that he wasn't thinking clearly.
Just about the lying, not the murdering. He's still
Yeah,
claiming.
just lying
Okay.
about him being there. He's like, well, I
Okay.
was there, but I didn't see what happened.
Right. It's a big swing. Taking a really
Yeah.
big swing there, bro. I thought you were going to say he finally broke down, admitted everything, and just said, lock me away. Like, I assumed that this was going to be the moment that he throws himself on the mercy of the court for a hopeful shot at, like, just not, like, dying in
No.
prison. Yeah.
No.
He's still
But he
okay.
does admit under oath that he stole from his law firm and clients and was like, oh, yeah, I totally did that murder for hire plot. Like, I did all of that.
Oh, you're saying you have me dead to rights? You have all the evidence? Well, okay, I'll admit it then. Yeah, I did it. But I
Oh,
still
I
didn't
did
do
all
the
of that, but
murder.
I didn't murder them.
Yeah, I was there and I was heavily influenced by opioids, but I didn't kill them. All right, sure, I have a recording of me threatening my son, but I didn't kill anyone.
Yeah. So then on March 2nd, jurors deliberated for less than 3 hours before returning with guilty verdicts on all 4 charges.
Sure. For just a second, I thought you were going to say 3 minutes. They just walk in and they're like, so we
They
did it,
went
right?
into a room and were like, oh, so he's guilty, right? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah. There's like, do we take a vote? Guilty. Okay, let's go back. Let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah, 3
So
hours
then
still is pretty quick.
it's real for a murder conviction, it's really short.
Yeah.
And then the next day, he was sentenced to life in prison. And then on March 9th, his attorney filed a notice of appeal for his murder conviction because his attorney's like, well, he's not guilty and that was not fair. And
Well, and yeah, I mean, to be fair, that is their job. That's the whole point is
yes,
so like
his attorney is doing his job.
right. And I can imagine he pushed for it heavily. So like he's like, we're gonna appeal. And I can imagine his lawyer too being like, dude, it's not gonna get better. Like I don't know what you think this will accomplish, but okay, we'll submit an appeal. The evidence
Yeah.
is pretty damning, bro.
So then at his sentencing, the judge at the time responded to Murdaugh's claims of innocence with a pretty big rebuke on his end and talked about like his addiction to painkillers and was like, it might not have been you. It might have been the monster you've become when you take 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 opioid pills. Maybe you become another person. I've seen that before. The person standing before me was not the person who committed the crime, though it is the same individual.
Okay, that
So basically
feels like
saying
he's
that, like,
really letting him off the hook, even though it's a conviction. Like that's a weird thing for him to say.
it's a weird thing to say, especially because it's basically being like, it's like the whole like, you're not you when you're hungry, eat a Snickers.
Right? Yeah, he's
You're not you when you take a bunch of pills.
yeah,
Still you though. You still did those things.
it feels like the closest the judge can get personally to like more or less letting him off the hook. But like, look, I get it. You're a different guy when you're on the pills. You know, I have a few drinks and I become a totally different guy. But you know, we have all this evidence and stuff, so I gotta convict you. I'm sorry. I gotta throw you in jail forever.
And the whole Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Well, yeah, it's like, look, if we could just get that Hyde guy, you know, you wouldn't have to go to jail, but you're the only other guy we got here.
But
So
you're together in the same body.
yeah, when you started saying that, I really thought it was going to be leading him down to but you should have known, like you should be ashamed of yourself, or even at the very least of like, but you chose to take the pills. You knew that. I thought it was going to be something like that, but it's kind of just like, well, I have to convict you. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a weird vibe from that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Then after the trial on May 24th, a federal grand jury indicted Alex Murdaugh on 22 more counts for alleged financial schemes to obtain money and property from his personal injury clients.
Wow.
And oh, I do have a correction. The
Oh,
person I mentioned last episode with Gloria and her family, the initial lawyer,
oh yeah.
it was not, I think I said it was Curtis Smith. It was not Curtis Smith. It was Corey Fleming, who was their attorney with the lawsuit in which him and Alex then stole a bunch of money.
I'm not trying to critique you. Those are wildly different names, Celine. I thought it was going to be sort of a mispronunciation, but okay, just a completely different.
My only defense is they both start with the letter C. Curtis
They-
Smith, Corey Fleming.
They do. That's fair. Corey.
On the 15th, Corey Fleming, a former South Carolina attorney and longtime friend of Alex, was sentenced to nearly 4 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to conspiring with Murdaugh to defraud Gloria's estate.
And then he glances over to Alex, whose trial is inexplicably happening concurrently with his own. And he's like, see, that's how you do it. You say guilty, you get 4 years, you get the fuck out. He's like,
Yeah.
you're still sticking with that note, not guilty, bro? Dipshit.
So
I'll be lawyering
this is
again in
where
5
things-
years.
This is where things do take an interesting turn.
Oh, now it takes a turn?
On
Okay.
September 5th of 2023, the South Carolina Attorney General asked SLED to investigate claims of jury tampering during Alex Murdaugh's murder trial.
Okay. That is a twist. Well, especially since, like, you got the book thrown at you anyway, so you're even bad at this kind of crime. This guy sucks at everything he tries to do. Wow.
So his lawyer demanded a new trial in
Mhm.
alleging that the Colton County clerk, Becky Hill, tampered with the jury at his trial, basically really tipping the scales to get that guilty conviction.
Oh, okay. I leaned pretty hard on it. Well, I'll let you go. That could still come back to be what I think it is, but okay.
So then on September 21st, Fleming was then sentenced to an additional 10 years on charges related to stealing money from Gloria and her family.
Oh, wow.
And another person as well.
Oh, what? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That whole thing I said about Fleming getting out pretty quick is down the toilet now.
He's got
Holy shit.
15 years, which is still
Oof.
less than life in prison.
Sure, but it's not nothing. Oh man. Don't have friends.
No.
Don't be friends with that guy. He'll get 15
And
years.
on the same day, Alex Murdaugh pled guilty to 22 federal financial crimes.
So he's still saying not guilty about the murder, but okay, he seems to finally be coming around. 29. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, he's already going for life in prison regardless, so screw it.
Yeah. So then October 17th, so this is still 2023, the South Carolina Court of Appeals granted his motion to suspend his appeal and send his murder trial back to the circuit court.
Oh,
So they're basically like, hey, we'll
retrying it?
retrial.
Okay. Weird.
So his attorney then filed the motion for a new trial because they're like, you know what, we've looked at it and like you could get a new trial. You just gotta like fill out the right paperwork.
Which, interesting note just on like how the game of the courts works. That also means, if I'm not mistaken, that because generally you only get like so many appeals, so that removes the appeal that they were going to try to file before, because the first trial was no longer valid. So it kind of re-ups the appeals that he could get later as well. That's a pretty solid move. And unbelievable. Oh, I assume there's no possibility that can happen, but okie dokie.
Yeah. Then November 17th, he pleads guilty to dozens of state financial charges and waived his right to an appeal because he's like, yeah, I did it.
Well,
like,
okay.
if I
He's got a
agree to
different
being
point.
guilty and get like a lesser sentence, I will
Fair.
agree that I will not try to appeal, that I did in fact not do this.
Look, I will plead innocent, or I will plead guilty to everything except for those goddamn computer crimes. I don't even use a computer.
I mean, murders.
I mean, all the things. Yeah. I mean, murders. Did I say murder?
Then on November 28th, he was sentenced to 27 years in prison for the state
Wow.
financial crimes he committed.
Okay. Is this still separate from the murder charges, or is this over?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he's
then-
still in forever jail.
On December 8th of 2025,
Oh,
Becky
wow.
Hill pleaded guilty in Colton County Circuit Court to charges of obstruction of justice, perjury, and misconduct.
The clerk? What? Oh my God, she really did. Okay, holy
So
crap.
he really did it.
Wow. All right, fair enough.
And then on Wednesday of this year, May 13th, so about a month ago,
Yeah, it's coming really
South
down to the wire.
Carolina Supreme Court overturned his murder conviction and life sentence and
No.
ordered a new trial for the murder of
Oh,
his wife and son.
oh
So they
yeah,
did not
okay.
just throw the convictions out. They are saying,
Right.
we're not going with the original conviction. We are appealing. We are
Right.
hearing your appeal essentially because they ruled that he was denied his right to a fair trial because of Becky Hill's influence on the jury.
Wow. Well, and I do think that that's another kind of just sort of intricacy of how those sorts of like overturns happen, where if it was something of like evidence in the chain of custody, I think that's something big enough that it would get thrown out because it's like none of this was admissible. The jury shouldn't have even heard this. It's over. Like he shouldn't have been tried for this, whatever. And then they would have to rebuild the case and like try him again if they wanted to. But yeah, this is like, oh, it was has nothing to do with the evidence or anything. She just did things, and so like we'll it's a do-over. We're just gonna do it over.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
God
the
damn, Becky.
South Carolina Attorney General said that he respectfully disagrees and is vowing to aggressively seek the retrial for Alex Murdaugh as soon as possible. And currently Murdaugh's legal team is celebrating this ruling and that, they're looking forward to a trial that's consistent with the Constitution. But I will say that does not mean that he's going to be walking amongst us being free because he's still currently serving a 40-year prison sentence.
Right.
And owes like $12 million to people.
Wow. Which they'll
And
never
he's
see.
also serving a concurrent 27-year sentence for the state crimes. So he has like the federal crimes of 40 years and then 27 of the state crimes after.
Oh, I forgot that.
Oh, sorry, they're concurrent. So they're at the same time.
Yeah. I do like how we do that sometimes where even with certain like murder trials, serial killers and stuff, they will have them being concurrent. And it does always kind of come down to like, well, what's the point? And they're like, just to have it on the record. Like just because. They're like, he's 85, he committed these crimes 40 years ago. And so he's gonna die in prison from the one charge. So we're just gonna, but it's like just because we need it to be on the record that we have evidence of this shit, and he's not going to be. It's not going to be forgotten.
I am gonna leave this on a very funny note.
Ooh.
Some of the people who he has wronged with his financial crimes have forgiven Alex, but they have not forgotten what he has done.
I like that. Is a good. But we will never forget.
We will never forget.
And when his trial comes back, we'll be there. We may have forgiven you. I love that statement too, just because it's like when you make that kind of statement, it really kind of pulls back on the forgiveness part of it. Like if you really did forgive him, it feels like you would just sort of let it go. And then if someone else brought it up,
forgive but never forget.
Yeah, it's there's quite a sting on there at the end. We will never forget. Also, that feels like what the family of the murdered people should be saying to him, not so much not that the financial crimes are good. He took a bunch of money from people who probably deserved it, but like still, it's just we will never forget. Oh,
and that is our story, our two-parter.
Well, I will tell you, Celine, that had a lot of twists and turns and became more sad in ways I was not expecting, but I have to tip my hat to you in being able to end it with such a kind of cute note, because for such a long string of horrible stuff that happened, that was I mean, I definitely laughed. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still like I'm kind of running back through it in my head real quick of just how many different ways I didn't think it could get worse. And then it does, and it is still it's kind of surprising that it's reality because it gets so ridiculous that you kind of think this isn't something that like could happen. Like this sounds like a bad movie script and yet it's reality and it's just
It does. It does. It sounds like a bad movie script.
yeah, like they're deliberately trying to make it sound ridiculous with the continuously mounting charges. And then you're like, but this guy really did all of this shit. And going back to like how many different types of crimes he dipped his toes into, obstruction, embezzlement, fraud, computer crimes. Let us never forget the computer crimes, opioid shit, money laundering, and murder. He
Yeah.
ran the whole he ran the whole gamut of just everything. Man, I bet he had a bunch of lawyer friends that were like, "We're all gonna come against
Oh,
you because
probably.
yeah." Wow. Well, that brings us to the culmination of our episode. I really appreciate all the work you put into that because that was a lot of stuff to read and to get through. And again, probably the most sources you've ever reported on here. And and that makes me want to ask, where did you get your burger from?
I got my burger and my coffee shack shake from Shake Shack,
Nice.
which I've never tried before.
Oh, no kidding. I've
And
heard of them, but yeah,
yeah,
they don't exist up here.
it was decent.
Okay.
It I'd say it's kind of like a run of the mill burger, like a smash burger or like a Freddy's. It was
Okay.
good.
Okay. Good. It was
I
actually
got no complaints. I'd say that's like a solid 8. The shake, I'm gonna give a 9 just because it was a pretty decently done shake. I'd say the two together, I mean like a burger and a milkshake, that's a pretty classic
yeah,
combo.
absolutely.
I'm not sure how I felt about like the coffee specifically with the burger.
Yeah.
It felt a little off, so for that I'm gonna put the two at like a 7, but individually 8s.
Yeah. I will say my coffee I just got from a Hy-Vee gas station, but honestly I'll give it an 8 because um they have a great hazelnut cream with hazelnut coffee. It's just is good. Well, and I think it's Caribou branded, so it's not I mean it's decent coffee just anyways, but you know, it's gas station coffee, it's pretty solid. I have to
Yeah.
give the burger a 10. For anyone who is in Western Wisconsin, if you're near Eau Claire, go to the Valley Burger Co. Here in Eau Claire. Quite
Ooh.
possibly one of the best burgers I've ever had in my life. I've been there a few times. It's a similar style to like Smash Burger, um, but it's just like they do basically everything in house, all of their sauces and stuff. Everything's like fresh chopped and whatever. It's just absolutely delicious. Just go there, get them. They have fresh cut fries and their sauces. Oh my god. I will say together, yeah, I don't think that there again, this was meant to be a kind of pairing that is unusual. And I have to admit, I don't think coffee goes with a burger. I did think about putting an egg on it, but I'm like, no, that makes me I feel like I'm just trying to tie it to like a breakfast meal, and that would kind of go better with the but like or with the coffee. And I'm like, I just want to try it with a burger and coffee. And it's there again, I even had sweetener in it, but yeah, it's just not they just don't quite click. But you know, still a solid meal for sure.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, for anyone who's listening, if you have any computer crimes that you want to send our way, you can email us at peculiarpairingspod@gmail.com. And you can find us at Twitter, the app formerly known as Twitter, at peculiarpairpod. You can check us out on Instagram at peculiarpairingspod and look us up on Patreon. Why not? And we're also on YouTube. You just give us a little
Yeah.
search and you'll see us there.
Yeah, give us a listen on YouTube.
Yeah. And we know that times are crazy and they seem to be getting crazier. We don't know if like the government is going to collapse, or we might not even have any friends around the world at a certain point, because it just seems like shit's getting crazy. But if you don't have any funds to send our way on Patreon or anything, go to whatever platform you listen and give us a like, give us a review, and just we'll see you there. That'd be nice. Celine, what are we doing next week?
So next week we are talking about the Lizzie Borden house.
That's
our
yeah.
Lizzie Borden took
That
an
is-
axe and gave her mother 40 whacks.
I was just gonna say that's one of the few that I do remember. Even as a kid, my mom had mentioned that, and that everyone knows the rhyme there. Holy shit! Okay, well that will be fun. I mean, not for again, the content is terrible, but that's what this all is. We like to talk about weird, crazy shit. So
Yep.
that's something to look forward to, and we hope that you all come with us and see you next week. So thanks for listening, and all that left is to say goodbye.
Right then, guys, welcome to Let's Talk About. My name is Liam.
And my name's Billy. Every Sunday, we will be here to bring you episodes about all things weird, scary, and spooky.
We cover everything from ghosts, aliens, surviving a zombie apocalypse, true crime. We've even spoken about a talking mongoose. No topic is off limits.
Hey, don't you two be forgetting about us.
No, of course, there's no chance of forgetting about you two, is there? How's that experiment going?
Mind your own business.
Sorry, Igor. We've both actually been writing some scary stories of our own for Terrifying Tales. If you and your master want to read them.
We don't need your help, you stupid, worthless pair of...
Anyway, so this is Let's Talk About. You can listen every Sunday, 7 a.m. UK time.
And the last Sunday of every month, you'll hear from the delightful pair, Igor and his master, over at Terrifying Tales.
See you there.